We now have reason to believe that Google, creator of could be pulling a OnePlus/Samsung Galaxy and start releasing 2 smartphones a year. What do you ask they're making in the first half of 2019? Well, turns out they may be working on a budget Pixel phone, which just starts to make my head spin. What could this mean? So before we get into what a budget phone from the Google Pixel line could be, I just want to throw out a name idea. So this is a really cool name idea I think a lot of you guys would like. It's called Nexus. Just freaking bring back the Nexus line. It was fine. Premium smartphones getting stock Android every year. They weren't the best smartphones in the world, but they were pretty good. There's not that much to complain about. The Nexus 6P, fully priced, unlocked, $500. That was fine. Just go back to the Nexus line and then just cancel the Pixel 4. Stop making expensive smartphones and just make affordable ones. Compete with OnePlus. That's it. Okay, now that rant's over, I'm very confused what Google would be doing that would constitute a budget type phone because the hardware in the first place is not very premium. I used the Pixel 3 for a full week and that was an $800 phone with a terrible battery, with terrible optimization, with okay display. It was fine. And also 1 camera on the back. So what exactly is Google going to compromise in terms of hardware, given that the primary reason so many people try to justify the Pixel line is, well, you get this stock Android clean UI experience, even though they can't even put reachability on a plus-sized phone, but whatever. It's that camera, but primarily it's not really the sensor of the camera that makes it good, it's the AI, it's the bokeh, it's the way that it's able to balance HDR settings and colors and stuff like that. So in that case, what are they gonna do to this generation smartphone to make it even cheaper than the current ones? Why don't you just lower the price of the current ones? That's what I would suggest, but given you can't ask any of the Pixels to even record video at 60 frames a second at any resolution, the phone has to decide if it wants to record 60 FPS. What on earth are they gonna do to make a budget phone? And man, how sucky is this thing gonna be? Let me guess. So you get 1 camera on the back, maybe to compromise, trying to be a little bit realistic here. We remove the front-facing ultra-wide selfie camera, and they'll consider that a premium feature that you have to pay extra for. So just 1 camera on the front, probably look very similar to a regular Pixel 3, but hey, Google just knows to do what Apple's doing, so they're probably looking at the iPhone lineup right now and going, oh, budget phones? We're doing budget phones now? Okay, we'll do a budget phone. We'll call it the Pixel 3R and make an affordable line because Apple did it, which means we better do it too. So the Pixel 3R will probably have a 720p display, except no one's gonna complain about it because every YouTuber's gonna say, yeah, you can't really see the difference anyway, despite all of the criticisms the iPhone XR got that had to just get brutally smacked in the face repeatedly by people just looking at numbers on websites and going, that's a pixelated display. I've never seen one before, but I'm sure it's pixelated. And then literally every human being looks at one and goes, hey, that looks pretty good. That's really nice, actually. So Pixel 3R will come out with an even worse display than the XR, and everyone will be like, well, I mean, it's fine because it's cheaper, so why complain? I would estimate that it wouldn't be drastically more affordable either. I don't imagine that if the Pixel 3R was really a thing that would start at $500, it would probably be like $650 to $600 and be like, look, we made a budget option. But how budget is it really going to be if Google is still selling the Pixel 2 in 2018 with this thick a chin and forehead? They'll probably keep selling it into 2019, and that starts at $650. Is this really a huge bargain right now? Like, how is the Pixel 3R gonna compete to the Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL? Oh, I know their approach. They usually just stop selling phones after a year or so. So they'll likely just discontinue the Pixel 2 series and then replace it with the 3R and say, no, actually, this is the budget option you should go with. It's $650 and you lose out on what exactly? You're gonna remove wireless charging? Then it's basically they'd just be releasing a Pixel 2. I'm so absolutely dumbfounded by this idea, but there's a little bit of evidence to suggest it, and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on what this might theoretically be. What could they compromise on when the reason your phones are so premiumly priced is not because any of the hardware, it's just because of software exclusives that Google could add to the rest of Android, but they don't because they want you to buy their direct hardware that doesn't have adequate cooling solutions or exclusive hardware features in any way. They just want you to buy their hardware because they made it and it feels nice in the hand. So buy it from us. That's all the reason you need, right? I don't get it. So when you make a budget Pixel Do you give it all the same software exclusives, but what do you compromise in hardware? This thing's probably gonna have like the worst battery we've ever seen, because the Pixel 3 battery, absolutely atrocious. Maybe they stop including fast chargers in headphones? I don't know, just anything at all. How do we keep prices lower? Make it out of plastic? You know, plastic supports wireless charging. They can go back to OG Nexus days. What's funny is the early Nexus phones actually supported wireless charging, and then they removed it with the Pixel, and then, I don't know. Honestly, tell me what you guys are thinking. What do you think Google could do for the Pixel 3R to get prices lower and to make this phone somehow have crappier hardware so that the price can be lower but still have the same profit margin that Google's accustomed to when it comes to the premium Pixel hardware build? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you in the next one.